This is the Rebound with Q30 Sports after Quinnipiac Bobcats field hockey team lost to the UConn Huskies 5-0 today on Friday. Now, Izzy, why did this score come out to 5-0 today?
I mean, I think that going into this game, you're going to predict a score. I predicted a loss for Quinnipiac earlier in the season. UConn is ranked number 4. They have won 5-time national champions, and they are also 16-time Big East champions. So I think going into this, I mean, you have to expect UConn to come out strong. They're going to be a hard team to beat, and I think seeing the score 5-0, it makes sense. I think Quinnipiac does have the ability to have scored a few more in there. They might have had the ability to beat them or come a little closer, but when you're talking about a team like UConn, it's kind of a no-brainer to predict that they're going to win a game like this, and I just think that's what they came out and did. They came out and played like they usually play.
Yes, she did predict on Sports Pause them to lose this game, so 1-0 already, but they have not beaten UConn yet, Izzy, ever in their history. Last year they lost 8-0. What's their mentality going into this game?
I mean, UConn is not only a powerhouse in the nation, it's a powerhouse in the Big East. They were predicted to be number 1. Quinnipiac was predicted to be number 7. And I think when you're coming into a game like this, they first played each other in 1998. They have never won. The Bobcats have never won. In 1998, it was a 10-0 score. Last year, it was an 8-0 score. This year's a 5-0 score. So, I mean, I think you have to go in with the mentality that every year you're going to get better. I mean, you have to go in with the mentality that you're going to win. No matter who you're playing, you want to go in with the mentality that this is a win game. We are going to win this game. But in the sense of when you're playing a powerhouse like UConn, I think you go in with, we're going to improve on what we did last year.
Now, Coach Becca May talked about this at the end of the game. It was hard to adjust to UConn's style of play. They played a lot to the sideline, very spread out. Now, why was this so hard for the Bobcats to maintain today?
So, like you said, UConn plays a very wide game, and Becca Main said that they tried to keep them to the sides. They wanted to keep them to the sides, but they also have such good passing. Even when they are keeping them to the sides, UConn is going to strike. So I think the Bobcats came out and they didn't adjust like they should have. Up in the press box, you could hear Becca Main saying, get wider, and they needed a bigger zone in order to shut those down, and they did keep them out of the middle, but I think just on the sideline, they also had to work on their defense and being able to stop them there.
Now, going from negatives to positives, you have to take something away. Freshman goalie Hedda Bierman-Roshton really had a solid game today, 10 saves. She's been really carrying this group. She was probably the main reason it didn't get out of hand more for the Bobcats today. Why has her impact been so great for the Bobcats to start her career?
Hedda is just a fantastic goalie, and we talked about it last week. I talked about it in my game story against Sacred Heart. They were going back and forth between Mac Vorel and Hedda, but they chose to stick with Hedda because she is so consistent. I mean, early in the game, UConn had so many close calls of scoring, and Hedda just kept them out of there. So I think that Hedda is such a bright spot. If she can get her defense to connect with her and to stay with her and really be there for her. So she made amazing saves, but the thing is, she didn't have to make those amazing saves. She shouldn't have had to make those amazing saves. I think they needed a stronger defensive end. But again, she had a very bright game. I think another bright spot in this game was part of the offense. You have players like Brooke Whitke and Eva Veldhorst who are so speedy. They just come down the center of the field and they are on fire. Unfortunately, they didn't get any goals off of it, but I think that they should continue to utilize that and utilize those players in order to score. I mean, Whitke led the team in goals last season. She's a very fast player, so I think that shows how the Bobcats can continue to use young talent like Hedda and like Eva, and then use their older talent as well to come in and make those adjustments.
I think that's all we have for today. Catch all our content on Q30TV.com and at Q30 Sports. Catch us next time. This has been The Rebound with John and Izzy.